Make sure our hair is good. Do we anything sticking in our teeth?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't even think I do. Tell.
You're good.
I brushed my teeth right before I came
same.
over. So. This is part 2 of the episode we posted earlier this week of Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast. Part 2. Let's jump into it. My house is fucking haunted, guys.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of already predicted that when we were children.
Yes.
Because we kind of did ghost hunts. I mean, if you can find it, I mean, actually, don't find it. It's embarrassing.
Don't look at it.
That's our old stuff. Never know.
Well, luckily for us, I'm pretty sure I deleted most of that shit.
Sweet.
But yeah, so I didn't want to tell you guys before the podcast. I wanted to hear your first reaction.
Well, I mean, we've known.
Yeah, no, but it's like really haunted now. Like
really. Like,
so
there's actual like you've seen some shit.
Dude, seen shit, felt shit, heard shit. Okay, we got 3 senses here. This is a powerful. I believe it's a ghost of a dog.
Oh.
I think Stella, her puppy energy, when she wags her tail, like opens up a fucking portal to like dog heaven. And she brought some of her friends. So, night 1. They need like what?
Oh, sorry, go on.
No. Go ahead.
Is it Stitch?
No.
Okay.
Too big.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. I was like, it could be Stitch.
Too big. My theory is it's my older dog Max, which you would know.
Yeah,
Max, big brown.
Yeah, Max and Sadie. I remember.
Yeah. Okay, so night number 1. I'm folding laundry in my room. My door's open, and you know sometimes you see things at the corner of your eye and stuff. And it was about this level of height or whatever. I couldn't really see like a figure or anything, but I saw something in the corner of my eye. Look over. What do you think? Nothing's there. I'm like, okay, no thought about it.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Could have just been a trick of my eyes or something.
Yeah, shit happens all the time. And then about 30 seconds to a minute later, it happens again, but I kind of sit there to see if it like moves, and it's like moving, and I look and it's gone. I didn't jump to conclusions.
That's kind of freaky to me, honestly.
I didn't. I got a little chills.
I would be a little freaked out.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna jump to conclusions. I'm not even gonna talk about it because it's just this is the first thing that's happened.
Right.
I'm just gonna let it go. It wasn't even that creepy. All right, night number 2. I'm sleeping out in the den, my TV room, because I have to watch Stella. She's been having problems with her tummy, so she wakes up in the middle of the night and has to go. Yeah, no, it's poor girl. We took her to the doctor, and it's not an infection or anything. We think it's like chews or whatever. Anyway, so I'm sleeping. I'm falling asleep. Probably around like 12:31 in the morning, and as like I'm just about to be like asleep, it's as if like someone like smacks and shoves my shoulder, and it wakes me the fuck up, like a full on like, and I'm just stuck there frozen. Because like I'm sure you guys experience like when like you're in a deep sleep or whatever, and like you like punch something or like
literally last night you jolt.
you jolt. You know,
literally last night I had a dream I was about to punch somebody, and like I woke up going like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I've done the whole you fall and then when you hit the ground you wake up.
Yes, exactly, 100%. So that feeling, right? This wasn't that feeling. This was like a physical force that which I've experienced once before, but it was like a smack on the forehead and like made a sound and everything.
Yeah.
That was weird, but this one was just as weird because it made a sound. I woke up and I was just frozen, like in confusion and just gut fucking fear. Like, I'm not alone. I mean, I got Stella. It's like, Stella, wake up, save me,
right?
Get your friends off me.
You can sense the shit.
Yeah. So right there, because it's like one night after the other. Like, so first it's the visual thing, and then second, it's the second night. It was a very physical experience. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, are these two things related? Am I going crazy? Am I playing tricks on myself? And should I even talk about it or make it a thing?
Right.
And I didn't. I let it go. Then night number 3, the very next night, this is where everything was confirmed that my house has a ghost puppy. My mom and I are sitting on the couch and we're having a good old mama and son bonding talk, We're just chilling. And I shit you not, at the foot of the bed, so Stella's right here, passed out on my leg. Nala's passed out in the other room. At the foot of the bed, there is a clear sound of a dog, like, flapping his ears. Like, when they, shake when they're wet. Clear as day. And my mom and I look at each other and we, look over. And at first, we didn't know what it was. Like, we were like, oh, was it Nala? But no, Nala's in the other room, sleep with Dad. And then, when we looked at each other and just realized that that sound came from something that's not there. It's like that moment when you and I heard that shit in that hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
The card shuffling.
The card shuffle, yeah, that was freaky as fuck.
Yeah, because like the hotel room we were staying at was like famously haunted by this ghost named Roger, who's notorious as a gambler.
Yeah, and died by a gambling debt.
Yeah. So so we heard cards shuffling at like 3 in the morning, and like Cameron and I like looked at each other, and we were just like, was that like scratches? And then I was like, no, that was fucking like card shuffling. And then like Cameron and I's eyes like get wide. So the same thing happened with my mom and I. Where like once we realized that it was something that was paranormal, you know, like that. What's that sound? What's the term for the sound?
EVP.
EVP.
Yeah, totally. Oh, my electronics just went down. I have no idea what happened. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I got 10 kills in a row. So.
Slaying bitches, dude. Okay, so yeah, like once her and I realized that, our eyes just got wide, and you just get that like that deep chill, that spine curdling fear. But it's like fear, but it's also like you're in a state of awe,
right?
And like you're just like your mind just starts going crazy. Like when I got hit in the shoulder and I was by myself, it was more fearful. But because I was with my mom,
you're just like, oh, you hear this shit too.
Now it's more exciting. Now we get to like ponder the universe with together. But so my house is haunted. It took seeing something, feeling something, and then actually hearing something.
That's crazy.
And once that happened, and I wasn't the only one, that's like, okay, now I know I'm not going crazy. There's something.
Did you smell anything?
No. I took a bite. I took a bite out of salad. It tasted dog food. You know. No, those senses have yet to come.
It's crazy because both you and your mom saw it. You know, usually when I hear about people in the ghost stories, like somebody sees it,
one person.
but nobody else does.
And that's why like with the first 2 nights, I didn't even talk about it just because it's like this can all just be me.
Yeah.
The shoulder thing was pretty prominent. Like I'm just like, okay, something like hit me or whatever. But
weird.
But when you experience it with somebody else, it's like then it's real.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it turns into a mass hysteria, and then we all go crazy.
Yeah. So I wanted to start off the podcast with a banger of ghost stories.
Anybody have ghost stories? I'll admit I don't, but my dad has a plethora of them.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm sort of agnostic towards ghosts.
Good
you know? Yeah.
You're open for the discussion, but you're not gonna jump to.
There's been some weird shit you've seen on like TV and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't met any ghosts myself. You know, I've seen the evidence myself, but hearing the stories.
Cool guys.
Hearing the stories from people, they're very convincing.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, there's no evidence to support it.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody would make these stories up. You know, again,
why? Like what? Like attention?
Yeah, I don't think they would.
I mean, some people, but not a lot.
I get if you're making a career out of it, like your ghost.
Ghost hunters,
ghost adventures, and ghost hunters.
Your stage and some shit. But if
Yeah.
it's just like a campfire talk or whatever.
Yeah, again, like I think about my dad. Like he's scared of ghosts because he's had some encounters with them, and he doesn't go around telling the world about them. He tells me and mom, and then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And then whenever we go to a place that might have them, he makes sure we're there so we don't see them.
He's like, I ain't dealing with this shit.
Yeah, he talked about
feel that.
when we went to Pearl Harbor when I was a kid, and he was
that's
like,
got a lot of energy.
he was certain he was going to see something there. Like he knew there was like a bridge that she has a glass floor, and you could look down and see like the sunken Arizona ship.
Whoa.
That's
So it's for me. It was cool to look at from the historical.
Yeah. Pearl Harbor's in Oahu, right?
Yes, in Oahu.
Yeah, because I remember seeing it.
You can probably see it when you're in Honolulu.
Mm-hmm. And, when you're flying over, you're just like, oh, hey,
okay,
that's Pearl Harbor, I think it is.
Yeah, so we were there, and I was looking out from a historical standpoint, like, oh, this is so cool. My dad was like,
I see dead people.
He's like, I'm not looking down there, because he for sure thought he would look down and see dudes sweeping the floor. Looking up at him.
Some random soldier just floating up.
Save me.
So he kept me and mom nearby because we don't ever see nothing.
Right.
And
your mom too has never experienced it. I will say this: I think people that growing up didn't experience something tend to not. Obviously, they don't look for it because they don't know like what to look for, and therefore
it's also smart not to look for it, because I mean, if you do look for it, you might invite something.
Yeah, you would like step
That's
on
true.
something that's not
That's true.
too friendly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a could you, but should you?
Yeah, right.
And I don't mean like look for it like you're going out of your way looking, but it's just you're more aware of it, and therefore that creates more opportunity for something to happen or for you to experience. Like, see, at my house, you know, my mom and I were paradarks. I mean, we took a whole trip to San Diego just to experience this haunted room. And,
Okay.
The Whaley House. Like we've
we
always
went to the Whaley House. That shit was fun. Which that would be part of my ghost story right there, because that's like, probably like
this is your plethora.
No, like man, this.
He was holding a Bible by the end of the night.
That's how terrified I was.
We'll do some foreshadowing.
Yeah, right. No, seriously. So like when we were going to San Diego, we started out going to the Whaley House.
And it was the anniversary.
Yeah, little did we know. Like, we didn't even know that going into it. We just went there as just like a little vacation fun thing to do. And then they gave us a pamphlet, and like his mom was like, "Hey, look at this. It's their 100th anniversary." We're like, "Oh,
today,
shit. That's kind of interesting. Like, what could that mean?"
Yeah.
Like, we were kind of giving each other looks like, "Oh, that's it. That's so cool."
And it was, let's just say the house was very active that day.
Very charged. It was like nothing I've really like experienced before. And we went into what was it, that theater room, and that was the first experience I really had, like, because I never really like I've always had like some form of anxiety, but I never had this type of anxiety where I was sitting there in those chairs and I just kept like bouncing my leg in anticipation, like something was gonna happen. Like I was waiting for a show to happen. I was like, someone's gonna come up. Why is anybody coming up? I was almost getting like upset that the show wasn't happening. I was like, what the fuck? And then so I get up, I'm like, why am I feeling this way? So I get up and I get out of the room. And I think like everybody else, like you, Brian, and your mom, were all still in the theater room.
So what happened is, everyone went to the daughter's room.
That's right.
And that's where you started
I
scratching.
split off.
Yeah. And then I was alone in the theater room, and there's the 3 chairs on the stage, and I walk up to it. You know, I got my iPhone out, just recording, just trying to catch anything. And like I hear something, you know, like a creak or whatever, and I get really close to the chairs, and one of them just kind of scoots, and it makes like a sound, and like talk about jumping. Like I was making eye contact with our friend's mom, Lynn.
Yeah.
And like she like jumped with me, cause I mean she's down the hall and we're making eye contact. I'm like, I think I hear something. The chair moved, and I fucking run out of the room, and she's like, what the fuck just happened?
No, all the while I had no idea what was really going on. I was just looking out this window, and I was like in a zone. Yeah, it was freaky. I was scratching, and then I turn around, and everybody's just like talking with each other and like just rummaging around, like going crazy. I was like, "What's going on?" Turn around, and they're like, "Oh, we just experienced something, you know, the chair and everything." I was like, "Oh shit!" And the guide was like, "Oh, you were standing over there by the window. That was where the daughter jumped out."
Yeah.
To go to the shed across the way, because I was staring directly at this shed.
Oh, so weird.
And then I look over to my bottom right, and there's these scratches on the wall. And I was like, oh shit, I was feeling anxiety, like I had to get out of that theater room.
You're channeling her anxiety, like if you want to think of it like that.
Yeah, so if I had to put 2 and 2 together, like I was thinking there could have been something like shady going on in that theater room, and the feeling of me, I had to get out of that room and then run and out of that window and go into the shed. I didn't go to the shed because I snapped out of it. I snapped out of it, but like she went to that shed and killed herself, and once I found that out, I was like, oh shit, I was basically channeling that energy. Dude, that shit was freaky.
You could be low-key a medium.
I was gonna say, I think some people are just prone to it. Like
I'm
you're
a
just
visual.
sensitive to it.
I'm a visual. Like I saw Mr. Whaley, like a full-blown apparition. It was so normal, like looking at him, to where I didn't even think I was looking at a ghost.
He said, it was like it looked like a trained like actor or something.
Yeah,
just
this black and white, fully detailed.
A reenactor,
Yeah, because all right, okay, so you and Brian were in that like window thing, looking into the office, and you guys like felt something. I remember.
Yeah, we felt like a gust of like like it was like not a wind, but like a push. Because it didn't like push our hair, it didn't feel like a breeze, but like our bodies kind of felt like a little pressure pushing us. It was weird.
Yeah, and like, because I remember walking down the stairs and like looking at you guys, and you guys were both like, oh, what the hell? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go investigate.
Yeah, right.
And then I walk in the window, and like right when I look into the office, I look straight at an apparition of Mr. Whaley, just sitting in his chair, you know, and I look at him, okay, huh? and it was just it was gone, obviously.
Yeah.
And I just thought the timing was interesting. Him and Brian feeling whatever they felt,
Yeah.
and then like right after I like saw that.
Yeah.
Crazy day
Yeah.
of Whaley
Yeah.
House. And they'll tell you, they're like, some days nothing happens whatsoever.
Yeah, it's completely quiet.
Yeah, but other days things are.
Especially on the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
That shit.
Oh, there's
ramped
something
up.
weird with my mom's camera. She had a full battery. Within
yeah.
5 minutes of being inside the house, it completely died.
Yeah. That
Which-
shit was weird.
So there's no pulley system. There's no holograms.
Yeah.
No little tracks for the chair.
No.
There could be.
There could be.
And I will never like count out possibilities.
Okay.
you
Right.
know. Besides what my mom and I heard the other night, and what. Well, what we experienced in the hotel room, that could also be booby traps, with recorders.
Yeah, but that drawer.
That drawer was
That
weird.
drawer was weird. Okay, so
Okay, yeah.
this is the second scary shit because I was
So after the Way House, we go to this the Grand Horton.
Grand Horton Hotel.
Yeah, in San Diego, and there's a room. I forget the number.
I
It's
think it
like
was like 309 or
three.
something.
Yeah,
Is that room you can actually stay at?
Yeah.
Sleep at?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just a museum room. that
No.
you
No.
visit.
No,
Okay.
you
You can
can-
actually stay in this room.
at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you sign a waiver?
I don't know if.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
we literally, it's just like a hotel room.
My mom
and they
may
just
have,
tell
like,
you
a
that
house
it's
here,
possibly haunted.
yeah. Well, no, it's famously haunted.
Famously
because
haunted, yeah.
so many shit happened. I
Yeah.
mean, what we experienced.
Yeah, there was a notebook in there, like saying all the experiences people had.
Yeah, and like 50% of them was like, oh no, Roger tonight, and then the other 50% was like, oh, Roger's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the drawer. Okay, so there's this like old school closet / drawer in the room, and it's like made of like some just heavy wood.
Yeah.
The drawer on the bottom is like really heavy.
Yeah,
It's hard
all
to
of us
open.
like couldn't really pull it. Like it was heavy.
It's heavy. And then we hear the sound of the drawer opening, and we look over, and it's like open, like
a good
this much.
couple inches, yeah.
And that was like one of the first things.
Yeah, because we were just chilling over by the bay window,
Yeah.
watching like some drunk people at the.
Yes.
We were over just outside the, or were we in the Gaslamp district?
I don't know.
I think we were just around the Gaslamp district, something like that. Because I know we would walk down that street of bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was going off. So.
Yeah, so we were looking out the window watching all these drunk people, and out
That's
of
funny.
nowhere we hear like
In the
all
middle
of
the
us.
Night? Like, were you
No,
asleep at this
No,
time?
we're all just hanging out.
Okay.
we were all
on the other
looking
side
out
of
the window
room.
watching drunk people be drunk.
Huh.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Because we were sophomore, freshmen.
Freshmen,
We were
yeah,
freshmen
yeah.
at the time, so
Okay.
I don't even drink at this point, So I'm just like, oh, these freaking idiots,
I was on a few drugs.
It's honest.
It's a few things.
You've
a
come a
few
long
things.
way, pal.
I have.
You've come a long way. Yeah, so that happens all night. The thermometer.
Oh yeah, the thermostat.
The thermostat, like
Yeah.
it kept like just going to insane like hot temperatures. Like,
Yeah.
and we'd like turn it down, and we'd like call, being like, "Hey, is this shit broken? Could someone like be sent up to fix it? Whatever." But like
They're
all
like,
night.
oh yeah, you guys have your own individual air conditionings.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So that was weird.
So automatically went to like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
And we were sweating like crazy. Yeah.
There's a moment where, like, on my mom's bed, like, she, like, felt
Oh,
someone...
yeah.
This was weird.
Yeah.
She felt like someone, like, get in bed, and then we looked at, like, the foot of the bed, and there's, like, a clear, like knee,
Imprint.
like,
Imprint, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That,
creepy.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was creepy.
yeah.
I was like, if
Oh,
that was
that's how my
wires
mom
and
felt.
pulleys,
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't.
is
Yeah.
it.
And
that
then,
was freaky.
and then, of course, the big one was when Cameron and I... It was just Cameron and I awake.
Mhm.
It was, like, 3 in the morning, maybe,
Yeah.
because we couldn't fucking sleep.
Yeah, we just wanted to.
Is this where you get choked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Thinking back on it now, I think like the amount of things that happened that
Anxiety.
day. I
Yeah,
think it
'cause-
was a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I was
because
thinking too, because I was feeling like a stomach ache.
yeah, like it's like so much adrenaline, so much
Yeah.
shit just happened. Like of course, like my little young mind was like, oh, like right after we heard the sound, like I couldn't breathe and like it felt like I was being choked. Thinking back, I'm like, oh no, actually that was probably just a panic attack.
Yeah, you're just afraid that you heard something paranormal.
Yeah, like something real,
Yeah.
like full fucking fledged.
And it wasn't like it was like super loud. It was just subtle enough for us to hear.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit. Oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it. The dog flap ears, what I'm going
Yeah.
through right now. That shit was loud.
Yeah.
Like, it was right next to us.
Wow.
And like I looked at Stella.
Yeah, I
she's
haven't had anything like
passed
that.
out.
There was one recording I got at the hotel when your mom and her friend went out to get. I think they went out to just get drinks.
Yeah.
And
They're-
yeah, and well, they said they were just going out and like checking out the area, but I'm pretty sure they were just going out.
They're going to party.
Yeah, they're going to party. And so like we were in the room alone. We were doing EVP sessions. When I got back home and I checked it out. And I don't have this recording at all, and I fucking hate that I.
Fake story.
God
You're
damn
lying.
it! Yeah, there's no proof, there's no evidence, but literally, like, we were asking you questions, saying like, "Oh, Roger, are you here? Oh, is it Wyatt Earp? Because apparently Wyatt Earp was famous to stay
Oh, yeah.
around there too.
Marilyn Monroe too.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe. So we wanted to like see if there was any other energy
Yeah.
like around there, and then I hear like it was just silent. I have no idea. Cameron, Zach. Shit.
Oh Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
And they knew you. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it. All of a sudden, I heard, "I am the law."
that'd be
I'm
cool.
the marshal.
That'd have been cool. But
Yeah,
the
that
fact
was,
that he
no,
knew
no,
you-
it was like,
Hell is coming with me.
Yeah,
That's the
right,
tombstone.
right.
Yeah.
Great movie.
yeah.
Great movie.
I'll be your Huckleberry. Wrong person, but great line.
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Yep.
So there was a time where I was in Oregon and we went cave exploring, and there was a tiny little, at the end of this cave, there was a tiny little hole you could carve through if you want. And I was like, well, I could probably get in, but can I get out? So
You're thin enough.
Yeah, I'm thin enough to get in, but can I get out?
Yeah.
And I don't
That's
wanna be
always the
stuck. Yeah, that's
question,
the
yeah.
thing. Can you get out? So I decided to stay back for a little bit. And I was taking random shots in the dark with my camera.
I really don't like this story.
And one of them, it appeared because of the dust and the light. It appeared there was a face. It had like long hair, and it had one eye.
That's always
basically
freaky.
disfigured. And I was looking. I was like, oh, this is pretty creepy. But
It's hard to
It
prove,
was
yeah.
probably just
Like
dust, on
dust
light.
and the and just
the light
But
reflections.
I mean,
yeah.
you know,
Still, that's-
even the most rational mind could play tricks on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. One of the ladies that worked at Whaley House, she was telling us like how sometimes she has to stay there and like watch out like at night, and it's really fucking creepy, as I
She's
imagine.
I would hate to have a night shift.
Oh,
An
no.
haunted
Yeah.
place? No.
No, like literally the most famous haunted place in America.
Yeah.
And you want to work there at night
Yeah. Fuck that.
alone? Connect the dots. You're fucking yourself.
If pay is good.
Oh, dude, they
Well,
probably
I
get paid
bet.
minimum wage.
Yeah.
But anyway, she showed us a photo in her room. Like she's just kind of like it's like a selfie with a mirror, and in the background, like behind her, there's like a full-on dude, like
Just chilling behind
Just-
watching her.
And when I was like, and you're still here, like you have photographs of a creeper ghost.
Have
And
any
you're
of
still-
you had sleep paralysis?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I've had one. This was when I was at North Viven. I woke up in the middle of the night. Body was frozen, and I felt something behind me. And I was like, "Oh, shoot! It's probably my roommate," because one of my roommates had a schizophrenic attack
Oh, shit.
because of some bad medication the doctor gave him.
That sucks.
It's alright. My
Yeah.
friends
Sounds
are
good.
on Overwatch.
That's right.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, dude, it's probably my roommate standing behind me having another attack." I can't move, and I felt a stab in my spine, and I yelled, but nothing happened.
And you can't even like talk.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh."
What I think sleep paralysis is like, so when you're sleeping, your brain releases
Brain's
a
asleep,
chemical.
or your body is awake or something.
No, your brain like releases a chemical that numbs, that paralyzes the body.
Yeah.
So that way, when you're dreaming, you're not like reenacting your dreaming. So people that like sleepwalk and stuff
Yeah.
probably have like a weaker amount of whatever that chemical is.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert. That could be completely wrong, but I heard that one time.
Yeah.
So sleep paralysis is like your brain like you wake up, but the chemical is still like being
Okay.
produced. So it's just like
Is it melatonin?
not
Isn't
mel-
that's the thing that helps you sleep.
Yeah,
right?
that's the relaxing
Yeah.
stuff.
I was not relaxed. I was freaking out.
Oh yeah, no. Every time. So sleep paralysis. My father and I have discovered. You guys know about like astral projection
Yeah.
and stuff. So sleep paralysis is actually a gateway to astral project. And I've experienced it once. My dad's experienced it multiple times. So basically, because it starts out as like these like really really intense vibrations that almost hurt, and they like
because all your nerves are being shut down. Basically.
Yeah, and it's just, and basically, you know, the first few times experiences this, you're kind of having a meltdown. You're like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
You swear like you can like see shit, or like you hear like demons talking to you or something. Like it's really weird, very
freaky shit.
It's freaky shit, and you can't move. You're paralyzed. Like you're
Right.
super vulnerable,
Yeah.
basically. But the trick is you relax into it, and once you relax into it, at a certain point, you like roll, and when you roll out, you're like astral projecting, which I experienced it once, like legit, because I remember like waking up going like, holy shit, I did it, like it's real,
yeah,
you know?
Like there's no mistaking it.
I roll out of bed, and it's kind of like think like the environment for visual sakes, like when Frodo has the ring on, like everything's just very like just kind of
a little wavy, but
wavy, distorted
Yeah.
a little bit, and I think, you know, over time, if you like exercise it, things calm down. But I'm walking around and I open my door and it's like weightless. It's like it was kind of cool. I was like, all right, but then there's like a little fear because like you're conscious, like you're
This is not normal.
yeah, and I was like,
this
Am I
isn't right.
possessed?
I was like, wait, am I actually walking around? Like,
Am I dead?
yeah. Or like, am I gonna like walk in and my parents are gonna be like, Zach, what the fuck you doing? I'm
Yeah,
gonna, like,
right, you're
snap
just
out of it.
sleepwalking, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna listen. This is definitely not like reality. So I'm walking through, and I already knew instantly because the first room that you see when you walk out of the hallway door. The dream catcher was on the wall, and the dream catcher's in my room. So that was like the first sign. I was like, okay, yeah, this is astral projection for sure. And I turn, and like Chris, Jess, and Ezra are all in like matching pajamas, like just sleeping on the floor. I'm like, they are definitely not there right now.
Yeah, that's
so
more
that's
like lucid dreaming, yeah.
Clue number 2.
Yeah.
This could have been lucid dreaming, but it's just
It's like, it
felt
it's
different.
astral projection, but like mixed with a little bit of lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Because like seeing people that aren't actually there, could be like a dream state.
Right.
But you're walking
Conscious.
through. Yeah, you're like astral projecting through the physical house. Like, say you can see your mom who is actually there, but then you'll look behind her and
Right.
see Ezra and Chris like standing there.
right.
Yeah.
It could have been a bit of both. But yeah, and then all of a sudden Nala just literally walks through the front door. Just walks through it. And I was like, okay, this is for
Yeah,
sure
this
not
is definitely not real.
But this is the cool part. Like, this is like, I woke up with such energy and such like oh man. What?
Bigger?
Yeah. I open the door and like I look at the sky and I'm like, am I gonna do this right now? Like, am I gonna fly?
Nah.
And
Shit.
as soon as I thought it, I just start flying, and it was like, holy
That's
shit!
trippy.
And it didn't last long. Like, I literally just did kind of like a loop, and then right when I landed, I woke up, and I was like, yes! Fuck! That was the greatest thing ever.
Send me back. Yeah, you try to go to sleep so you can do it
Yeah,
again.
right.
Now I haven't been able to do it since then.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the scariest sleep paralysis I had was when I had my port put in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I got my port put in. I have cancer. Spoiler alert.
Segway. Check. Make sure we're still good.
Oh yeah, we're at 28 minutes.
Oh, yeah, we're still talking about
Yeah.
the sleep paralysis and stuff.
Still recording
Um,
on that?
Yeah.
Mine's
So
still going to.
I had my port put in, and I went to bed to sleep it off, and I had I don't know if it was like a fever dream, nightmare sort of thing, sleep paralysis, all the above.
Suck.
ass.
Something. It was off. I woke up and I turned, and there was like some weird mutated pig doctor that was like stabbing my freshly put in surgery port.
Oh.
And he was like, "This piece is all infected now." And I was like, "No, I just got it."
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It was
That's-
bad.
Was he wearing like a
terrifying.
pig's face or something? or-
It was a pig's face. It was like a zombified pig's face that was like
That's
eroding with maggots.
terrifying.
See, and
were
that's
you?
what I
Were,
mean.
were you? I'm sorry. Were you playing Arkham Knight by chance? Because there's a villain
Yeah.
called Mr. Pig.
Yeah,
Dr. Pig.
yeah.
Dr. Pig,
Or
yeah.
Mr. Pig.
Who's
whatever
like
it
some
is.
weird guy that like figures bodies, right?
Yeah, he wears like a butcher's apron. He has a
Yeah.
pig's mask, and he cuts people's limbs and like arms off and rearranges them in their faces,
Yeah.
so they become
Dark.
like these lifeless, like almost look like monochrome
Dolls.
like dolls.
Yeah, really, yeah.
like dolls. Yeah, and
So
that's what it sounds like he was doing to you. Like he was trying to make you a
Yeah.
Batman minion.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah, Batman's
And that's what
pretty
I,
dark.
That's
Yeah.
what that's what I meant
I
about
mean,
like.
I just watched Hush. That's
Oh
yeah, Hush
that's
is
a
pretty.
dark
Yeah,
Is
No,
that a
it-
Batman
is-
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Batman.
Hush,
It's
isn't he not bad? Isn't he a good guy?
no,
I he was a good guy because they used to be best friends as kids.
Okay, I thought that he was like Deadpool or the Punisher.
Like,
Oh, like
yeah,
anti-heroes?
no,
Anti-hero.
No,
he was
he's
actually
all the way.
no in the I think in the comics it's different, but in the movie it was actually, well, spoiler alert, it's was it the Riddler
Okay.
ended up being Hush. Yeah.
It's different.
Well, wait, is it-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different than color.
I
Yeah,
thought-
because they didn't show Joker cutting off his face and all that shit. But I think that's in the
Okay.
Killing Joke, if I'm not mistaken.
I still have to
Yes,
watch that. I've
uh,
heard Killing Joke is really good.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
the
that's
Killing
the
Joke
name
is
of
good.
it.
That's the next one I'm gonna watch.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
don't remember Riddler really being.
Yeah, and HBO.
Oh yeah, both the comic and the
it's
movie
also
were
on
good for
Netflix,
Killing
I
Joke.
think.
Yeah, I said that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's on Netflix.
But yeah, no, in the comics, Hush was the childhood friend of Batman.
Yeah, the doctor, right? The
Yeah.
brain surgeon. That's what I thought. When I
Yeah.
was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, the doctor, I remember this. He's gonna turn out to be like the bad guy. And then in the movie, they kill him off, and it turns
Oh.
out, yeah, they turn out to be, yeah, it turns out to be the Riddler. I'm like, what the fuck? Spoiler alert,
What
but
the
yeah.
twist?
Yeah, no, it's a great movie though. Like if you watch it, even with that spoiler, like it's a great movie.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
big. So
Is
yeah, because
Hush,
I read the
Batman?
Hush story.
Yeah, me too. The
and
whole
Hush.
compendium, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why I was like the Riddler. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry. Hush
yeah.
is a For those who don't know, Hush is a Batman villain who was a childhood friend of Batman's.
Yeah.
Disappeared for a while. His family was rich like him. They owned the hospitals of Gotham City. He comes back in the forefront and kind of blames Batman and Bruce Wayne for kind of ruining his life.
Yeah.
So he cuts off people's faces and wears them.
Yeah.
And he's able to basically look like whoever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah.
But
Dark.
Fucking disgusting.
in between the surgeries, he's known for running around with like mummy bandages around his
Yeah.
face.
Some like Arya Stark shit.
Yeah, and he wears like a trench coat,
Yeah,
and like
really,
that's
though.
and he has guns.
Man
Like,
with many faces. Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of his look when he's fighting Batman. But when he takes those masks off, he can be anybody.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his thing. Is that one, he's got a personal connection to Batman, but two, he can look like anybody.
Yeah, his
whenever
thing
he
is
That's cool.
cutting people's faces off. I'm
Isn't
like,
there a Spider-Man villain like that?
The Chameleon.
Yeah, the
wants.
Chameleon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's a little different. He doesn't do surgery. He just has a bunch of masks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his is a little different.
Marvel,
but
Yeah, well,
see,
they had to be a
Marvel
little
light
more-
version. Batman.
Yeah.
How to
Yeah.
get the mask?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Marvel was a little bit more campy when it came to the superheroes.
Yes.
And then-
100%.
Yeah, DC, well, they did get campy later on with Superman and all that, but Batman kind of got into some dark years.
Batman.
Yeah, I'll say he-
Watchmen.
I'd say he
Watchmen,
was
yeah.
campy
Wait,
in
is
the
Watchmen-
60s.
I don't think Watchmen is DC.
That's DC.
It's
It
DC
is?
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a alternate universe.
Oh,
yeah. So
gotcha.
Superman's not flying around while the Watchmen are beating people.
Yeah.
The Watchmen are their own thing.
In their own little universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do have a crossover though, and it's amazing. I love it.
I still got to read it.
So
I
who
gotta-
wins?
yeah.
Dr. Manhattan or Superman? Did they
Manhattan.
fight?
They
Because
Bro-
Manhattan could just snap people.
Yeah.
And pretty much
With
Thanos
the-
snap.
He just has
Yeah.
to slap
Yeah.
you in the eye with his dick.
Yeah, dude, honestly, Dr. Manhattan's, it's weird in the story. Dr. Manhattan takes on the whole Justice League and is like nothing, like
Yeah.
kicking their butts.
Just nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
the only
yeah.
time he starts to lose when he fights the magicians, because that was new to him.
Right.
He's like, magic, what's this?
It's like,
and then
I'm
and then
made
he
of
just
science, motherfucker.
yeah, and then like 3 seconds later, he learns magic instantly.
He's like, oh, magic is a thing? Okay, so let me just...
Learn
Oh,
magic.
shit, here it
Oh,
is.
I understand magic now.
Dude, they need to nerf that guy.
Yeah, but the whole movie, you know, because he can see in the future and the past.
Right.
The whole comic book, for some reason, he's scared of Superman. He said there's one point he can see Superman winding up for a punch, and then he sees nothing after that.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
Knocks him silly.
yeah, so it might not even be like he lost to Superman, but
Right.
there's a chance that he got rocked. So I won't spoil that,
Right.
but because they explain that at the beginning,
Right.
like he sees that, he's like, I don't get it. I need to find out who and what this guy's all
Yeah.
about, and why is it?
Yeah.
I can't see past him.
Yeah.
Past that.
Yeah, I can't see past
That's
this.
cool.
So it's really, really good story.
Yeah.
And he had to travel a parallel dimension in order to get there. It wasn't like in the same world.
Is this comic or is
It's
show?
comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was never a big comic book reader.
Most people aren't.
Yeah.
I'm unique in that I'm
right.
the comic
yeah,
book
me
guy.
and my
Yeah.
brother, like, when we were growing up, we were always reading comic books. I have
Okay.
almost, like, every Batman.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
See, I read a lot of Star Wars comics.
Okay,
yeah,
those are
Clone
good,
Wars
yeah.
and
Because they
stuff.
add on to the movies. Like there's
Yeah.
things like, man, what did Luke do after the Empire? you
No,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get to explore just what a master Luke becomes. And
Yeah,
it's
he
like-
really does.
and I love that, you know, in season 2,
Mandalorian. Yeah.
like just when Moff Gideon realizes that it actually might be Luke Skywalker,
Yeah,
like just the fear in his face,
Yeah,
it just
he's-
shows you how much the Empire does not want to fuck with
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about the comic books is they call them legends, and now because the movies retconned them, the new Disney movies retconned all the comics
They
from
did.
Star Wars, and so
So
that's why I was
annoying.
kind of worried that okay, maybe Luke doesn't become as powerful as we're used to seeing in the comics.
Yeah.
But then the Mandalorian shows up, it's like no,
Oh, no,
he's
they're
still a boss.
sticking to it. Yeah, they're sticking to it.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, seriously, they're just like, you know what he did with Luke, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, I'm in midway season 2 of Rebels right now.
Oh,
Ooh.
You guys seen that?
I have
Rebels?
not. I haven't even gotten.
no,
I
I
don't think I've gotten
haven't finished the
halfway
Clone
through
Wars.
Clone Wars. Yeah.
the one with Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah, which your
Yeah, I saw
nephew.
one.
All right, so this is really cute.
Yeah.
So Ezra's the Padawan and
Mhm.
Kanan's the Master. My middle name's Kanan.
Oh no way!
So there's a sentimental
Yeah.
value to it.
I
like-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told my mom that, and she almost started crying.
Really?
And your nephew's name is Ezra.
That's yeah.
So now you gotta train Ezra in the Force.
Yes, I must teach him how to live like a true Jedi.
I do think what I do like about the Rebels is I feel like whenever they introduce like a new main character or a new character, they always try to find a new fancy way to make a cooler, newer lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this one they did with the lightsaber with a blaster on it. Like
It
that's
looks like
dope.
a stapler though.
Yeah, it does.
But it's still cool. The
is
concept
cool.
of bing, bing, bzz, bzz, bzz,
Yeah.
bing,
Oh.
bing.
Can you use the blade and shoot at the same time?
No.
Yeah, no.
Well, they can block.
So far that like they use they turn the lightsaber off and then shoot like Kanan.
Okay, so you can be.
So it might be
blocking
using
someone
the
and
same
blasting
crystal
them.
That'd be
energy
super
to
tight.
project the blade to shoot a bolt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because it's a funny moment. Like Kanan grabs it and he's fighting one of the Sith Inquisitors, and like he does this boss ass move where he's like boom, 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 shoot, ba, 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 and Ezra's like, I didn't think of that. I love Rebels. Like the reason I like it more than Clone Wars is because the filler episodes in Rebels don't feel like so much filler because there's
Really?
massive character development.
That's
still.
good.
So technically they're not even filler.
Okay.
And like you feel like the plot is still being pushed forward. Where like Clone Wars, there's so many different characters. And they're all scattered.
Storylines go all over the place. You're like,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
storylines do I even pay attention to? Because they usually just are one episode and then you never see it ever again.
Right.
Or hear of it again.
And that's why it's just like such filler, and it's hard to get through those first
Yeah.
few seasons. But Clone Wars, the 7th season, is like
Yeah.
some of my favorite Star Wars ever.
Okay,
That-
I gotta
that shit-
get there.
That shit makes Order 66 so much more like
Oh, really?
heartbreaking,
Yeah.
heartbreaking, scary. Like you really feel like the weight of like clones
Okay.
turning on Jedi. Like it's.
I'll say
So
this:
good.
I do feel like when they made season 7, it was kind of like what they did with Samurai Jack, in that they realized the people who watch the show are now older now,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
catered
Yeah.
to the fact that you guys aren't really kids anymore.
It's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a good point.
So I think that's why. it got
There may be an audience of kids, but
Mhm.
honestly, the majority of the audience is like our generation and older.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I want to say that Clone Wars movie came out when I was in middle school.
Oh yeah, I was young.
Yeah, I was really
so-
young. Yeah.
Yeah, we were kids when that came
Yeah.
out, and we're not kids anymore.
Exactly.
So,
So they want to kind of cater that like scripting to our more matured minds,
right, yeah, they.
Like, yeah,
which I appreciate greatly.
of course.
Yeah, because I mean, just with Darth Maul, like after him and Ahsoka's fight, and like she catches him with the Force before he falls to his death, he's just like, no, let me die, because he's like so scared of the Emperor.
Yeah.
You get chills, bro. Like Darth Maul,
Yeah.
Wanting to die
because
of the
he's
Emperor.
scared. Like it just shows you like.
Yeah,
how
no,
great
that's
man.
I can't fathom that because Darth Maul is like one of the most like
Scariest.
scariest
He's
motherfuckers.
so obviously the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Just not only by the way he looks, but just the way he just fights and talks. Like
He's black and red. Like, he's super bad.
yeah, he just looks like the most demonic thing ever.
And a bit of yellow too.
On the eyes and the teeth.
Yeah, his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got British teeth.
Yeah.
Like, the British
He's got a
always play
fox.
bad
He
guys.
really likes crumpets. Crumpets a tay.
Biscuits.
Yeah. But I'm really enjoying Rebels. I'm having it's much more digestible,
Yeah.
and I think it's just because we have our core set of characters and where the story's always following. That's why like the filler episodes, you get another nugget of some information of a character that's satisfying as a fan. So I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it.
I hope they do something like that where they're in saber lock.
Yeah, right. Just
I hope
start
they
firing
do.
on
That would be
them.
so tight.
Or have like the blaster part on the bottom, so you could actually have a lightsaber up and still fire.
Right,
So
like
the
an upside down
accuracy
pistol
might
kind of
be
thing. Yeah.
out, might not be
Well,
good.
it's kind of weird
but-
because where the gun is faced, like if I remember correctly, the gun's facing this way while the blade's coming to
Yes.
this way. Yeah. So I thought, in theory, couldn't it still fire with the, you know?
I think
Well,
it's supposed to
Cameron,
say-
you said
Yeah, like I was thinking it was like the same crystal technology that
So you have
like projects the blade. So like if you want to reroute it, you have to retract the blade and
Yeah.
shoot the bolt.
because it's
Yeah.
official now. There is ammunition in Star Wars. Like blasters, like can't just shoot.
Okay.
I mean,
Nice.
I thought that's been a thing forever. That's why all the rebels have like bandoliers.
Yeah, true.
And you
I
never
guess it's
see
just
them use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, in games like Republic Commando, which is probably one of my. That was such a great Star Wars game.
The only problem is you couldn't run.
Yeah,
You're just so slow.
but that
yeah.
showed like you know you reload and you have ammunition and then I guess it's always just kind of been a question: is there really like ammunition like canon in Star Wars?
Right.
There is.
Yeah.
So with that said, Ezra's gun I don't think uses ammunition. I think it uses the power of the crystal.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes it a unique blaster, which I guess means he could just you know shoot that thing forever.
Yeah. Essentially.
Because do
Overheat,
crystals?
Maybe? I mean, do lightsabers overheat?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like,
Do
do
they
I mean-
reserve heat? What's that again?
Lightsabers. Do
Do
they
they
overheat?
overheat?
Like if you
I
have
would-
it on,
I would
like,
assume
how long
so.
can you go in for a battle?
right.
I don't think they
Or-
overheat.
That's true because you do see in battles where they turn it off and on mid battle sometimes. Like when they're like running around and stuff, they'll turn it off.
But
and
then
then
they don't want to trip on it.
I figured that's why they
That's
turn
true,
it
that's
off.
true.
I
Yeah,
figured so they don't
yeah.
fall.
Because you got to think a lightsaber has.
But you see them rolling with it all the
weight,
time with its
so-
on,
just the-
so
that's true.
Yeah, while they're fighting. Yeah.
yeah, but still, like
Yeah.
you would think
Yeah.
in between. I don't know. Just thoughts.
Thoughts.
Well,
But
I
that's
mean,
a good question.
who's-
Like, do lightsabers have a lifespan? Like, can crystals eventually burn out?
Well, I mean, I would assume so. Like everybody has to start out with like a single crystal. It can't be forever, you know. Like everything has
But crystals. I mean, just thinking like how long they're in like certain caves that are, you know, when Jedi find them. I mean, they
Yeah.
have to be there for hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Yeah,
of years.
I think about crystals in real life. They've lasted for
Ever.
long
Yeah.
time.
That's
So, I
exactly
mean,
what I'm thinking.
Now imagine if you have
maybe the
crystals that also
energy
emit energy. You
just-
know,
a
I figured-
kyber crystal. You
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
I could also see if maybe switching out crystals like batteries.
Yeah, that's
could
what I
see
was
that.
thinking. Like eventually, like you overdo it. You know, you're battling so much, and eventually the crystal's just gonna and, like
Yeah.
snap, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but I
Or
don't think
you
it's
get
gonna
hit in the hilt or something, and then you gotta.
But there's also like a spiritual energy to crystals too, because
that's
like you
true.
can
You gotta
like
choose your own. Like they call it, doesn't it
Yeah.
call you?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
connected to the force, right?
yeah they're powered by the force, and that's why you know they're the weapons
Oh,
of the.
that
So maybe they don't
Yeah.
overheat, but
Yeah, if they're powered by if they got midi chlorians inside the crystals, then
Which
maybe
they would have to. If
Yeah,
they're
they'd have to.
force sensitive.
Yeah.
well, then
then-
the mechanics that hold it all together, that's a probably wears
Oh,
out
right,
over time.
Right.
You know?
Well, what metals are lightsabers made out of? I mean,
It's-
Ezra's thing is literally a staple.
They do get cut in half all the time, though.
That's true.
Anakin's gets diced up. Doesn't Obi-Wan's get cut in half?
Dude.
Yeah, I remember Anakin's gets
Yeah.
cut up in,
Yeah,
on
Anakin's,
Geonosis.
all of General Grievous's lightsabers.
Yeah, they get fucked up, yeah.
canned. Dude, why doesn't a Jedi just create a lightsaber out of Beskar?
Well, because I think
But that's a
Beskar is
metal,
just
I mean,
exclusive to
I-
Mandalorians.
Palpatine's is not Beskar, but it's another type of metal that's indestructible.
That's
I think.
The gold.
It actually might be Beskar, but I do know that it's one of the few that is indestructible.
Okay, yeah, and I do
I
agree. I,
feel like
think
I've
that
heard that
Beskar was
before.
made for Mandalorian. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Mandalorian
Plus,
Jedi
they're
always-
enemies,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they wouldn't really wear it or
Use
take
it.
their equipment, you know.
space vibranium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm rewatching Mandalorian with my parents right now because they've never seen it.
Oh, and
really?
TD,
Ah.
They're on episode
They
3,
gotta
season 2.
watch- yeah.
And they're loving it. Like, it's great, like, me knowing everything that happens, but now I'm
Right.
experiencing, you know, the fun they're having with
Right.
it.
Right, and then it's a little different when you see like the foreshadowing. Like you probably miss a couple things.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Yeah, for me, like I
Easter
missed,
eggs, yeah.
I missed Gideon's reaction when he sees the X-wing come in. You know, I didn't see that at first.
Exactly.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
thought
saw that, I realized that in the reaction videos to that, you know, because I went on YouTube. Reaction.
Right.
Did anyone else cry like I did?
Right.
I did because I almost cried
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here's my question for you guys, the ones who got emotional. Did you guys cry when Luke showed up, or when Dan had to give up Yoda, Baby Yoda?
Tears. So when Luke showed up, I was emotional.
You're like neither.
I mean, I didn't cry, but I did feel like I felt sort of like joy. And I was happy Luke showed up. I mean,
there's like
your boy.
There was such kind of like that moment, like an Endgame. This I think was more powerful, but that moment where all the heroes like show up and it's like there's such an excitement and
it was like that.
Overjoy.
Yeah.
I was almost in
something
tears.
that you've been like kind of waiting for, but like thinking that it wouldn't happen.
I didn't think it would happen.
Yeah, exactly. So like when it did happen, you're just like,
As soon as you saw the X-wing, I knew who it was.
Okay. Hey, that wasn't me. When I saw the X-wing, I thought it was those two guys from the Spider Planet.
There was only one.
Yeah, that's what I thought
That's
too.
why I was like, there's only one X-wing. It has to be Luke.
Maybe the camera angle just showed one. I don't know.
See,
Yeah, that's what
I thought it
they
was
were just gonna show one, and then those two guys were just gonna show up. I was like, oh, okay, so the other one just had to have been on the other side of the ship.
I thought one came up, and they're gonna be like, because she was like, one X-wing, great, and then I thought like
Another one.
Yeah, no,
or a bunch of them.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it was just one and only one and the lightsaber, that's when it hit me. But I can't say that it was like, it was obvious.
No, once I saw the green, I was 99.9% sure and jumping out of my seat.
Yeah.
And then
I saw the glove, and I was like, okay, so who else wears gloves?
and who else?
Who else wears one glove?
Yeah,
Besides
one
Michael
glove.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Besides Michael Jackson, yeah. Oh no, Captain EO. But yeah, when I saw it and he got out and it was lightsaber, I was like, there's only one Jedi that has an X-wing. When I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you count Rebels, but
Right.
but
still.
there's only one Jedi.
Well, they don't even have X-wings. They just steal X-wings.
Oh, they just
Or
steal.
or they just use them when
that's hilarious.
necessary.
But they don't like own one.
Yeah, it's not their
Right.
ship.
One.
Their ship is Ghost,
Oh, okay.
which is like their Millennium Falcon.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, with me, when I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, it's got to be him. But I guess it wasn't as obvious because I was watching it with my mom, and she's seen every Star Wars movie in theaters. That's something I've never done.
That's a cool.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a cool flex.
Yeah, isn't that a crazy
Yeah,
flex?
like,
I haven't even done that. And she's seen every Star Wars movie in theaters, and she was watching it, and as he was fighting, and she had no idea who it was.
Okay,
No
so
idea who it was.
I can kind of see that because the way his fighting style was, like, it kind of looks similar, but I didn't really catch it at first.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw the
more
light.
fluid.
Yeah, it was more fluid.
It wasn't the stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Well,
tell in the
because
original
back-
movies they didn't like make them go through boot camp
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
like-
lightsabers like they did with these ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like
they literally
Owen.
like you have sticks and we're just gonna have you bang them together.
Yeah.
CGI is gonna make it look cool. Okay.
Yeah, that Obi-Wan scene where he was like,
Yeah, like,
come on.
what?
It's so
What
cheesy.
was that move?
Yeah, come on. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
The Palpatine Mace Windu fight's kind of hard to watch now too.
Oh
It's so
man,
slow.
seriously,
Oh, yeah.
they
Where-
dragged it out too long. I watched it
I-
again, and it's not too long, okay, but it's long.
It's just no. My issue with it is just they're so old and they're so slow.
Oh, yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is Mace Windu and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Right.
Darth Sidious. So it's like.
Well, they had to slow it down. Because,
Well-
I mean, if they were actually showing how fast they were going, I mean, they're Jedi. And Sith. They're fighting fast.
They would need a stuntman for sure.
Yeah.
I think George Lucas really didn't want to use as many stuntmen for the character.
I'm already spending so much
Yeah,
money.
seriously, you're
Like-
spending so much money filming this in a garage.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I thought that was. But yeah, with this Luke scene, like I think my mom, because like watching Mandalorian, what's her name, Ahsoka Tano came up.
Mhm.
Okay, my mom has no idea what that is. You know, she didn't watch cartoons that I watched on
Yeah,
Cartoon Network.
right.
They didn't have Cartoon Network when she was a kid. They had
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera. You know, so that's what I'm saying. So when Ahsoka Tano came up, she's like, I don't know who that is. So
No-
when this
no
other,
hype. No
yeah,
hype.
so when this other Jedi showed up, she thought it was just another Ahsoka Tano.
That's
You know?
who I thought at first. I was like, oh, is Ahsoka coming back? That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm so down. I'm such an Ahsoka fan. But then
Yeah.
you see the green lightsaber and it's just like, no.
Yeah,
No, that's
No.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was kind of worried though. You pull the mask back and it'd be like some green alien we haven't met yet.
Yeah, right.
That would
Yeah.
be so mean.
Yeah, or like a character from the Clone Wars I just haven't seen yet.
Right.
Yeah.
That I thought that could have been a possibility
Right.
too. But I'll admit that's when I got emotional was when he was fighting with the lightsaber with the glove. I was like, it's Luke. That's when I got emotional. What stopped me from crying was Mom was like, who is it? I was like, oh, God damn it. Who else can it be? Mom? So that saved me.
And just watching him just kick major ass, like these robots that were like the big
Yeah,
bad
he just
robots.
goes through them like they're paperweights.
Oh man, it was just it was such a heroic moment.
Spins.
Yeah.
Like to me,
Slice.
like when that happened, like when he started, like the point when he started crushing,
Oh!
I was like,
Oh
Star
my
Wars
God.
is finally back.
Yeah.
Like it feels
Yeah.
so good to be a Star Wars fan. again.
Mandalorian is rewriting what Star Wars is now.
Yes,
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
needs to be, where it
Yeah.
needs to be taken.
After the Empire, everything, like they're like, okay, you know what? This is the story that you should have gotten in
Right,
theaters.
I agree.
Yeah, only
I
it's
agree.
just like a side story with the Mandalorian because they can't really technically do Finn and all them because that's probably copyright like laws.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and I
same
prefer that.
Same company, yeah, but probably different contracts.
I believe that. But and that's another thing I noticed. The Mandalorian did a really good job of referencing the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Some references to the prequel trilogy with the super battle droids in the first
Yes,
episode.
that was
Yeah,
cool.
that was really
and
cool.
references to the Clone Wars with Ahsoka Tano and things like that.
Right.
But so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, no references to the sequel trilogies.
The episode where they go to the base and they see like what looks like clones of Snoke.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say that's the only reference.
Oh, what there?
The
Well,
the
well,
little
that's-
deformed,
yeah,
which we don't
right.
know
Yeah.
for sure if that's Snoke, but
Yeah.
come
But
on.
even
it's-
if it is Snoke, like I don't think that's really a reference to the new movies, the new trilogy, because Snoke has always been a villain in Star Wars.
So he's saying he's always
right?
been there?
Has he?
Nope.
I
I
thought
thought
he hasn't?
Snoke was a whole new character.
Really?
I thought
Yeah.
Snoke was a
Yeah.
whole new character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But
I thought he was in the
I don't know.
books. Yeah.
No, I don't remember. Well, he wasn't in any of the comic books I read.
Okay.
So yeah. I thought-
Well, when Force Awakens came out and we got Snoke as the villain, there was a lot of talk like, okay, so who is Snoke?
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
obviously,
Not
that
a lot of
kinda-
people really knew him.
people thought he was a version of like Darth Plagueis. or
That's what I
something.
heard. I heard people say, "Oh, it's Darth Plagueis the Wise."
Yeah,
that's
which
what I
would've been
heard.
Super dope.
that would have
Yeah,
been dope. Yeah.
I heard
Really
that a
cool.
lot.
It would be so cool to get a movie where we get Palpatine as like a younger dude coming up, and he gets corrupted by Darth Plagueis.
yeah.
While he's like he's working his ranks through
Palpatine's
Naboo.
story. Oh,
Like-
that would be a good one to see.
Because I'm hearing a lot of Star Wars fans being like, okay, so we have enough light side stuff. Let's get dark side projects. Like,
I'd watch it.
Where
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, it's not a happy story. You know,
Yeah.
it's like let's get some like Breaking Bad Star Wars
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
You know?
I'd watch a Darth Maul series. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be like a dark
Mhm.
story.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah. This is kind of a sidetrack note. but
Oh, there's also one coming, Acolyte. That one's supposed to be pretty dark.
I don't know what that is. yet.
Acolyte makes me think Sith. I don't know what it is either.
Is it going to be a cartoon at all? Do you know?
I think it's
think
I think it's a
live
live action series. Probably in 2023 we'll see.
Yeah.
So we got some time.
One thing I wish because I think this would help with the darkness. I wish they showed more of Alderaan in like the prequel movies.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alderaan looks like.
Yeah.
Other than a
Besides-
video game. I
Right.
played.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I played Star Wars Battlefront 2, and there was PC mods that had a Alderaan
Yeah.
level. That's the only time I've
Yeah.
seen Alderaan.
Yeah.
So
And Force Unleashed. You go to.
Oh, that's right.
Why did the name of the planet just leave?
Alderaan.
Alderaan. Thank you.
Yeah.
What
I-
Alderaan? Which
Force Unleashed.
one or two?
One, because you
One.
meet Princess Leia there, and it's like the Empire's attacking and shit.
Oh, and that was Alderaan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Alderaan.
Oh, okay. Then I just forgot that.
I thought so.
Okay, I remember meeting her because she was like little and she had like a full white outfit and the boots
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I remember.
I thought you saw it in episode 3, close to the end.
And that too, yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
I don't
because
Padme's
they
funeral and when they deliver
when
Princess
they,
Leia to what's his face, the senator guy.
Oh, Bail Organa.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
yeah.
is
Was that Alderaan though?
Maybe. You might have been right. Because,
well, yeah, when they're sitting with the baby at
Yeah.
the very end.
yeah, because Bail Organa's the king of Alderaan,
Or
so that
or
would
was
make sense.
that Naboo?
I was thinking it was Naboo because that's where they centralize any like real things with Leia.
Okay.
Because I figured if they were gonna bury Leia, it would be in Naboo.
Yeah.
That's where she's
Or
from.
Yeah.
not Leia, Padme.
Padme,
Yeah, I figured
yeah.
they would bury Padme in Naboo because she was from there.
Yeah.
But so it could be either or. But the fact that we have to debate that is my problem. I think they should have had a whole battle of Alderaan.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then we can at least see the place. So then we really feel bad when it blows up.
Right, because
right.
that weight isn't really there when like they're talking about it. I see that.
Yeah, I saw the Star Wars movies in order of chronology. I saw episode 1, 2, 3. Then I saw the original
4,
trilogy.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So when I saw the first Star Wars movie and they said, "Oh, I'm from Alderaan," I was like, "What's Alderaan?" You know, and then they blew it up. I was like,
Fuck Alderaan.
"Yeah,
I'm not invested in this.
yeah." And if she said, "I'm from Naboo," I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, right.
You know?
More emotion invested into that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of wish they did more of that, but that's a nitpick.
I think there is a battle sequence in Alderaan in the Old Republic cinematic trailers. The one where they're in the forest and the
clone troopers
the clone
look like-
trooper like he charges. Well, I don't.
or
think
whatever,
those are clone-
whatever that soldier was.
yeah.
It was like a super
Clones, but
soldier.
they're just, they look like they're wearing.
Yeah, well, he just
Yeah.
tackles the
Yeah.
Sith Lord and like he just opens his hand and has a grenade in it and
Okay.
blows himself up. But I'm pretty sure he says, "We will fight for Alderaan," and shoots a flare in the air or something.
Oh, okay. You might be right.
But I haven't seen those cinematics were so cool.
They were. The one I saw with that whole busload of Sith.
That bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was gonna
I
say.
just got jumpy very quick.
No,
Yeah,
I
make
first
sure
saw
I
that
understood.
trailer.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at 56 minutes.
I first saw that trailer when they released it at Comic-Con, and I was at Comic-Con, and there was a Star Wars booth, and they shut the whole convention down and put it on the giant screen and showed that trailer. So that's how I saw it, and I was like, oh, like looking up and like
That's when they bust into the Jedi temple.
Yeah.
and crash
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, and they had
So
that
cool.
big fight scene, and the Jedi guy ends up losing.
Why
in the
can't we
end.
get like a show or a movie like that?
Right,
Like that
yeah.
looks like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Because it's
Pixar, get on it.
Yeah.
Seriously, Pixar's animation. Oh man.
yeah. I think part of that is because I feel like everybody hated the prequels so much that they don't want to make any more content about the prequels. They want to make it either original trilogy
Right.
or
Post.
or right
Yeah.
after the original trilogy. And during that time, just not a whole lot of Jedi out there, not a whole lot of Sith out there. Heck, at the time, all the Sith were dead
Exactly.
theoretically. So,
Well, that's what's cool. Like you finally get like a full-fledged battle between like an army of Sith and an army of Jedi.
right, and,
Yeah.
and that could only happen in the past.
Yeah.
and
But Old Republic, I think if like a show or a movie comes out with Old Republic, I think it'd be well digested. I think because you can go darker, you can go anywhere you want. 'cause
Anywhere you
not,
want.
Not a lot of people know about it. Besides
Sure.
it.
yeah,
Well-
yeah, because you don't have to follow the Skywalker saga because it's so far in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, my only fear is the budget for all the lightsabers and the fighting. I think that's gonna be tough to do.
I mean,
Maybe,
Hey,
yeah,
Attack
maybe.
of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the
They had like.
Well, yeah, because that was the movie. But if they did a series on
Oh,
it, I
sure.
think
Yeah.
that
Oh
would be
yeah, that would be tough.
Well, I mean, yeah. Look at like Mando, Ahsoka, and Mandalorian when Ahsoka was fighting. She was not doing like nearly what she could do
Yeah. Right.
in the show.
Yeah, it
She's so acrobatic.
It looked
She's
like she
been
could do
stealthy.
what.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
excuse.
She was doing. She was going stealth.
Stealthy.
mode. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she was doing what Rosario Dawson could do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not so much what Ahsoka
Yeah.
Tano could do.
Well, the Ubisoft is going to be making a Star Wars game.
Open world.
Yeah, I
right?
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
so
Yeah.
excited.
The, Lucasfilms or LucasArts is
Lucas
partnering
Games?
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Games is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so EA no longer has
Yeah, they dropped them.
control
Yeah.
of Star Wars games. So LucasArts is
Yeah,
now.
thankfully we don't
Lucas
have
Games,
to worry
they-
about
Lucas
that
Games.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it Lucas Games because I guess they don't want to be tied with Lucas Arts since it's a completely
Yeah.
Different era.
Yeah, but it's the same concept of Lucas Arts in
It's
that
exciting.
all these other
Yeah.
third-party companies are going to make Star Wars games, and Lucas Arts is going to be like, hey, that's just our name on it.
Yep.
But really, these other people are making these dope
Right.
games.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if we get like a Rockstar Star Wars game, like a
Oh man.
like a Mandalorian video game that's made by like Rockstar. So we're talking rated M, some gangster smuggler
That's
stuff.
pretty fucking gnarly. I would be down.
The dude
It's
Star
like
Wars,
so down.
It's like Red Dead.
yeah,
Or yeah,
like
Star
Red
Wars,
Dead with
yeah.
Star Wars.
Dude,
I'd
I
be so
would
down for that.
eat that up.
Yeah.
Star Wars Theory mentioned that, and I was like, oh, I would play that so much. That's the
Yeah.
only game I would
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, and I can't think of like anytime Rockstar has like done that with other properties, but I think they should try it, and I would love if LucasArts if they could work together on that, because I know everybody's always talking about we wish they made a Grand Theft Auto Gotham.
Yeah.
I'd have played the hell out of that.
yeah.
And I think mostly they're doing the Lucas gaming thing because they just want the rights to be able to tell the story of Star Wars without any like roadblocks.
Yeah.
My assumption. Yeah.
Yeah, which
It's like
I
it would
agree.
make sense. Like okay, like we want to make a Star Wars game, but we want to make it so true to the storyline, but Lucasfilms has a lot of like the rights and everything, so they probably partnered.
Yeah.
But that's how they used to do it. When we were kids, they'd make 4 or 5 Star Wars games a year.
Yeah.
And then EA came out. Now we get one every 2 years.
Exactly,
2
and
every
it's not
2
even that
years.
good.
Yeah.
Like Battlefront 2.
Well, I just downloaded Fallen Order. I know I'm like 2 years late.
Yeah, I'm super late.
No,
too.
I heard Fallen Order was really good.
Yeah.
They did good on that one, but I was talking mostly like
Squadrons
Battlefront 2.
is pretty
yeah.
good too.
I've
Yeah?
heard
Yeah.
Squadrons.
Okay.
fantastic.
But I see what you're saying. When EA first got the control rights, it's like, okay, so we're just gonna make one game.
Yeah.
Okay, well what game is it? Battlefront.
Yeah.
And we played it, and it was like the gameplay was good, the graphics were good, but there was no content.
No.
4 planets.
No.
You have to go to 4 in all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
4 planets.
Using the same characters.
Same character.
Yeah.
No Clone Wars.
Yeah, no Clone Wars.
None of that.
Yeah,
You-
it's
that
like
was it.
almost like an unfinished game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it felt like, and it was very disappointing. And then you could play as like one more. You can play as Bespin, one more planet with DLC.
Right.
And I'm like, that's BS. Like,
Yeah,
so like,
it wasn't even worth it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't
so
even worth the $60.
yeah, exactly. I got it when it was $10.
Yeah.
It's a $10 video.
Yeah, seriously.
And then they made Battlefront 2, where they added a whole bunch of content, but then made it all pay to win.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Exactly.
And so then nobody played it for that reason. Battlefront 2 really didn't become good until now, years
Yeah.
later, where they took away the pay to win.
Exactly.
Now it's a good game,
Yeah.
but it's too late now.
It's
We
too
don't
late.
care.
No, the audience isn't there. Nobody's interested in
No
it.
one's
anymore.
biting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the game's $5 now, so
Exactly. So like, if it's
I
a
might get it
$5
now.
game, then fuck it. I'll play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I feel. But now that's not going to happen anymore.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have real quality, real passion.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
and a
Oh, yeah, of course.
hopefully.
But I
Yeah.
mean, just the way Disney Star Wars has looked in the last 2 years, especially with Mandalorian, it's like I think we can hope for big things.
Yeah.
And then like Ubisoft makes 2 games. Like their
Yeah.
Far Cry games are pretty fun.
Yeah.
They also make the Assassin's Creed, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those games are fun. So
Yeah.
Well, Assassin's Creed has its problems, but yeah, they are.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times where you can't
It's
even.
buggy, but I mean,
Yeah, you can't even jump through a window. You're literally crawling up, and the window's right here, and you're just like, huh. Huh.
Go through.
In
Go.
the window. In
Listen
the
to what
window.
I'm saying.
Above the window.
You animated character.
Below the window. Okay, now in the window. Fucking fine. Yeah.
That took 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Fighting was
Of my
always
life.
trash, yeah.
Yeah, I heard there were.
But I do have high hopes for Valhalla.
yeah, it looks
Valhalla,
great.
like I've seen
I've
some
heard good
trailers,
things.
yeah, and I
I've heard
haven't
good things.
like really like tried to see too much on it because I want to go in blind with it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm waiting too long and I'm missing out on so much. I like just might as well watch all the content, but still, I want to go into it blind when I get it.
Yeah. I wish I could say the same thing about Fallen Order, but I've seen a lot from it. But I just want to experience it, you know.
Same here.
I'm just digging my teeth into so much Star Wars stuff because
Star Wars is back.
Star Wars
Yeah,
is back.
Star Wars is back,
It feels
yeah.
good to be a fan again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was kind of rough being a fan during the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was a little rough.
Force Awakens? Alright, cool.
it had potential.
Yeah.
Had potential.
And then, you know,
Last
Rogue
Jedi.
One.
Rogue
One was the best.
Yeah,
Rogue One
Rogue
was
One was the
cool.
best, and then it's like it just went downhill from there.
Yeah,
I
and
used to
I
not
like
like
Han
Solo, but
I-
now I do like Solo. I rewatched it. I was like, okay,
I gotta rewatch
I was
it.
judging
I
it
have
way
to
too
rewatch
hard.
it.
It's good.
Yeah, I
My
like-
honestly, and I saw the problem with this when Rogue One came out. I was like, oh no, don't do this. Like, don't come out with a Star Wars film every year. You're gonna milk it.
You're gonna milk it, and you're gonna
too
burn
much.
it out.
You kill the buzz, yeah.
Because that's the thing about Star Wars. It only came out every few years.
yeah,
You know, you got Episode 1, and then like 2 years later, Episode 2, and then almost 3 years later, we got Episode 3.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you
They
get
really
jump
spaced
20
it out
years.
well.
And then
Yeah.
and then you jump 20 years. It's like, oh, Star Wars is back. Force Awakens
Yeah.
is sick. We have so many questions. We have to wait 2 years for the next one, but you're filling in the space with it literally a filler Star Wars movie. Not at first I didn't mind it, but then I just saw how that could be an issue.
Yeah, because they're trying to do like Marvel, you know, like Marvel.
Exactly.
Marvel movies, they make 3 Marvel movies every year, and everybody loves it, and I love
Yeah.
it. But you can do that because in Marvel Comics, each character is so different, and they all have their own world, own universe.
Yeah.
And usually, when the comics were made, they didn't cross over originally with these other characters.
Right.
They did that later on.
Right.
So that's why I think it works for Marvel comic book characters.
And all three of those Marvel movies, they have something to do with each other.
Yeah, they always tie into each other somehow.
So Force Awakens comes out, we have all these questions. Who's Rey? Who are the Knights of Ren?
Yeah.
Who's Snoke? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So many questions. And then Rogue One comes out. And like, I don't know if you guys remember thinking like, oh wait, is this gonna explain who the Knights of Ren are? Like, is that like,
no,
or is this like,
it's just what happened to the Death Star.
is this Rey's mom? You know?
Nothing.
No connection.
Literally no
to-
connection.
It's
And-
literally the mission to blow up the Death Star.
and that's why it can't work like Marvel.
Yeah, I agree with that, because Star Wars and Marvel comics aren't the same.
No.
I get it that they want to treat it the same way because
The storylines
Marvel's
just don't
making
work the
so
same.
much money, like just buttloads of money. I can attest because
Dinero.
I go see those movies all the
dinero.
time.
Deadpool 3 is going to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And rated R.
And rated R.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way you can do a Deadpool movie. Like a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool without
Yeah.
You can't do any Deadpool
Right.
that isn't rated R.
Yeah.
Not correctly.
Not,
it's-
But it has to be rated R because he is one of the most vulgar yet brutal people out
They
there.
literally had to sew his mouth shut in X-Men, so
Yeah.
he couldn't do what
Yeah.
Deadpool
This
does.
is why I hate that movie, God.
Oh, that
No,
movie's
I don't like to
trash.
speak of that movie. It was so disappointing.
I hate that movie. And I felt so
First
bad 'cause-
Class was better than that movie. And
Yeah.
First Class
I
was.
actually like First Class.
I like First Class too.
I
It was a
love the
great movie.
actors.
Yeah, it was great, but there's a little bit of like plot twists or plot armor that I didn't like and plot holes I didn't like.
You know what the plot
Yeah.
holes were, though? The plot holes were directly connected to X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like, Emma
Yeah.
Frost was a
Yeah.
full-grown adult,
Yeah.
but in Origins, she was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, if you just pretend that X-Men Origins never happened,
That we're good.
then
Yeah,
we're
they were
good.
good. Yeah.
Is that the one where they go back in time like 3 times?
That's Days of Future Past.
That one's a good one too. That
That's-
one I
I
cried.
like that. I like
because
that.
I watched all of my favorite heroes died, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, that was the best X-Men movie I've ever seen. In my life.
I'm not caught up in X-Men movies. I've not seen like 3 of the newest ones.
I-
Besides Logan.
I've seen half. Logan is fantastic.
Yeah.
Logan was amazing.
Yeah,
Dude.
Logan
Was it Logan rated R?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
super.
and that's
Oh, yeah.
Wolverine deserved a rated R movie.
Oh yeah,
But it's
seriously.
not part of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, well, because X-Men was owned by Fox.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's
at the
kind of
time
like a
when that was
Spider-Man, Sony, and
Yeah.
Marvel
right.
situation.
Yes.
Wait,
Sony.
Sony didn't they just release Spider-Man's rights?
What they did was
Still on Disney
Sony.
Plus though.
Sony made of their own Spider-Man movies, but then people didn't like Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 so much. They were like, here, let's share the rights. Mark."
He was
Yeah.
too cheesy and like
Well, no,
comic-y during situations that was serious. Like he was wearing the fireman hat, trying to put out the fire. I was like,
Well, I mean, Spider-Man is
save the people that are in danger.
He cracks jokes, but I think
Yeah, but there's a difference between jumping on a bus that's ramming people over, making jokes, and saving people and making jokes. You know, he's making jokes to a guy that's
Oh, I see
killing
what you're
people.
saying.
Yeah.
He's like, "You better slow down. You're over the speed limit, and people are getting run over."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, do something about it. You're Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I'll say this: the original Spider-Man movies, he didn't have that many quips.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Well, he
enough for
was-
the Spider-Man
yeah.
character.
Tobey
I don't want
Maguire
to say
Spider-Man.
soy boy.
Well, wait,
How would you call him?
which one?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. I like that one.
Yeah, I prefer
between
that one
Andrew
too.
Garfield and Tobey Maguire, was
Yeah.
better overall.
Yeah. The other reason I say so too is because of Peter Parker. I think what makes Spider-Man so important is that Peter is this dork, dumbed
Nerdy-
down, bully
yeah.
loser.
Yeah.
And then when
Andrew
he
Garfield was some skater bro kid.
yeah, he was a hipster.
Yeah,
he was
no,
cool.
yeah.
Wait, how would you call him? Which one?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. I like that one.
Yeah, I prefer
between
that
Andrew
too.
Garfield and Tobey Maguire was
Yeah.
better overall.
Yeah. The other reason I say so too is because of Peter Parker. I think what makes Spider-Man so important is that Peter is this dork, dumbed
Nerdy-
down, bully
yeah.
loser.
Yeah.
And then when
Andrew
he
Garfield was some skater bro kid.
Yeah, he was a hipster. He was cool.
Yeah, right?
He did kick flips and stuff
Yeah.
before he even got superpowers.
The one thing that really kind of bugged me though is he took his mask off
Oh yeah.
in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man in no comics or movies or TV shows, he has never showed his identity to anybody but Mary Jane and Not even.
Not even on
yeah,
May.
not even.
Not
on
even
May.
on May.
Like
Yeah.
nobody, but like really just Mary Jane. Even
And he only did that because she figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know you're Spider-Man. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't want
didn't
to.
Aunt May figure it out?
Like way.
Way, yeah.
Oh, actually.
I think
But,
she
like,
figures
when
it
he
out
was
in
more,
Tobey
like,
Maguire's
way older as an
movies, I think
adult.
she figured it out.
Yeah. I was gonna say when he.
It was just like just before. 'Cause
Remember, honestly.
I don't think there was a storyline when she died, but I want to say there was.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, heck, even in the comics,
You're so
Spider-Man
good.
eventually revealed his
Oh.
face. So. Oh, mine's
We
still
just
recording.
started. We just stopped.
Well, mine's still
Oh.
recording, so we're
Alright,
good.
cool.
Good call.
So yeah, so we can keep talking. But yeah, my thing with
That was an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we can wrap it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Do you want me to just throw a battery in here? We can wrap it up and then.
Oh, is the battery dead?
Yeah, battery's dead.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, you can throw another battery. Mine's still recording. So.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourself. I will.
Cool. So yeah, no, my thing.
but
I agree
doesn't-
with you. Andrew Garfield was a hipster. He was
Yeah.
cool. Guys were bullying this kid, and he came up and was like, "Hey, cut that out." You know.
I
He
think
wasn't being the one bullied.
Yeah, when he showed up late to like graduation, oh hey, what's up guys? Hey, what's up? You know, like it was nothing.
I do think that I haven't read any of the comics for Spider-Man.
Okay.
But I do think Peter Parker would have stepped in without having any powers, because I mean he's always been a stand-up guy. Even without powers, I think he would step up and be like, "Hey, what you're doing is wrong."
I actually disagree with that. I think
He
him
would
as
want to, but
he would want to,
Okay.
but knew he couldn't.
Okay.
You know, once he got the powers, then he started doing it. But then he started to realize, I got to stop doing this. They're gonna
Yeah.
realize,
figure it out.
yeah, they're gonna put two and two together.
Yeah.
Which that happened a lot in the comics, where he would step in. What are you gonna do, right? And then swing at him. Poof, poof. Oh. And he's like, oh crap. And so then he would just take it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
And in Far From Home, the Spider-Man we have now, his identity's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
yeah, which
Gets
is
revealed.
I don't know if they're gonna find a way to work around that, because they could be like, no, he's lying, or I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, here he just reveals it to everybody. It's like, oh snap! So what are we gonna do here?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting. But I actually like that Spider-Man because he has that duality. You know, he's nervous around the girl that he likes.
Yeah.
And the girl actually likes him and likes talking to him and hanging out with him, and he's still nervous around him, you know? So we didn't get that with Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield's Spider. He was pulling.
He was pulling.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
He was like nothing.
He was a player with Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But weren't they dating in real life at that time too?
Yeah, too. That's
So
it.
yeah.
So the chemistry was real.
Yeah, the chemistry was real.
It was real. But
I actually didn't know that.
but yeah,
They were dating.
But I said that to say this: those two movies did so like poorly that Sony was like, "Here, we'll share the rights with Marvel,
Yeah.
so you guys can make movies that people
Yeah, and then
actually
Far
see."
From Home came out and
Yeah.
just basically saved
Yeah,
everything.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Homecoming, then Far From Home.
Yeah, so
Which
that's what
I-
that was. Where Fox Studios wasn't doing that; they weren't
Yeah.
letting us share the rights.
No,
So,
they just wanted the money. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just the money pit for them.
so that's why Disney was like, "Well, we're just gonna buy it from you. Then we're just gonna buy all of Fox just so we can get the X-Men and Fantastic
Yeah.
Four."
Yeah.
And what-
But now they got Simpsons and King of the Hill and whatnot.
Yeah,
so.
right.
What Paul said, I agree with 100%. I think it's
Tom
also
Holland.
is just the
is-
perfect Spider-Man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, he
Great
has
actor.
number one the look. Like he looks
looks,
like
yeah.
a good young Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And he just acts like funny and
He's
yeah.
the first Peter Parker because, Tobey Maguire kind of like, he's a man.
Yeah.
It's hard to buy like, oh, he's in high school.
Right.
Andrew Garfield, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they had them go to college like right in the
Yeah,
second movie.
yeah.
It's like
Right.
Tom Holland, even though he's our age, he might be a little younger.
He's a little younger than us.
Okay. But like he plays a high school student very well.
Very well.
Yeah.
Him and his buddy,
This
Yeah.
new movie Cherry, I think, looks pretty interesting.
Cherry.
Yeah.
What's the one that just came out on Netflix?
Devil all the time.
I think-
Something like that.
Yeah.
That one's really good too.
It's good.
It's a little long.
It's long.
Slow, but I mean, it's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
It's interesting. It wasn't what I was expecting.
Right.
But
I also like it because like he's not being typecasted,
yeah.
which is important.
So it's an important role for Tom Holland. That role is important because now he can't be typecast.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he can't just make him this kind of like goofy, cute
Lovable
kid,
character,
lovable
right,
character.
yeah.
It's like, nah, make him this kind of grungy guy, has a dark history.
But that's
Some-
but that's also where Cherry is sort of going too.
Ooh, okay.
But hey, I mean, at least it's not.
I haven't seen anything on Cherry, so.
My thing with him is that they're always going to keep making Spider-Man movies, so I feel like he always has something to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, if he takes a risk and it doesn't work out,
He'll
always goes
still
back.
be Spider-Man because no one's gonna want a different Spider-Man right now.
I don't think so. I mean, hell, we didn't want a
He
different
does it too
Spider-Man
well.
originally, but they rebooted it anyways.
Yeah.
So that's why I hope they don't do that here. But yeah, I think they won't. I think Marvel's smart, unlike how Sony was, and
Yeah.
they're going to keep using him as Spider-Man, so he always has a fallback role.
Yeah.
You know, where Tobey Maguire after Spider-Man, it was kind of like, well, shit, what now?
Right.
Right.
I'll say this reason I agree with you guys that Tom Holland's probably the best Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire was like the perfect Peter Parker in that he was nerdy, awkward, and whatnot.
Right.
But not the best Spider-Man because it wasn't like instantly he became this confident hero.
Yeah, no, he continued to be that nerdy, awkward guy still.
Yeah, and he didn't have the quips and the comebacks
Yeah.
that Spider-Man has in the comics. Andrew Garfield was too cool as a Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't a nerd.
too
He was-
pretty boy. He was, yeah.
All of that,
Yeah.
yeah. But when he put on the suit, yeah, he was that quippy smart aleck.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he was too quippy though.
Yeah.
I'll give
In
you
my
that.
opinion.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you two quippy, but at least the quips were
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
where the other Spider-Man there wasn't. Now we got Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's got both.
Yeah, he's a
got
little
both.
bit of both.
Yeah, he's got the quips as Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but he's got the awkward nerdiness
Yeah.
as Peter
And
Parker.
and
that's
his
why I think it's
quips,
great.
his quips are like they're like innocent, you know.
Yeah, they
it's
are.
not, you know, and it kind of meshes with the Peter Parker like nerdiness perfectly.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And with his age too, because he is a high school student, so
Yeah.
he's gonna be ignorant to a lot of things and innocent to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So he's gonna make jokes about shit that like maybe more like adult happening to him. He's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah,
he
that's-
just starts like saying shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with you guys there.
Well, we've been going for a little while.
Yeah, probably about like an hour and 10.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. That was a solid
Cool,
episode.
cool.
We got to talk about some ghost stories, which is fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's relevant. Next episode, I'll be sure to give an update to see if any more spooky,
Right.
spooky
Spooky
ghosts.
scaries.
Yeah, spooky scaries. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, especially if you're watching up to this point. That's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and we will be back next week. Take care.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,
and
yeah.
share.